Hi, this is Vanessa Rogers, Clinical Director and co-creator of Symplify. This video is all about using Symplify to support a news sharing session. It will apply to anything where you want your client to take the lead in terms of the vocabulary and the ideas that are used in the session. So that could be weekend news sharing, sharing a story where your client is generating the ideas and making up the story themselves, getting your client to talk through instructions for how to do an activity, getting them to tell you about their plans. So really kind of any narrative session where the ideas are generated by your client. So for this video, I'm going to be using my trusty client Snowy Dog, who you might have met before in some of my other videos. So first up, I'm just going to add Snowy to my Zoom call. So Snowy should be, I've just got to help Snowy over here, should be ready to go. So here we go. So I'm going to add Snowy Dog. Here he is. Okay, so here's Snowy. Give us a wave, Snowy. Right. So just going to pop into gallery view so you can see both of us. Okay, so what I want to do is use the card game in Symplify to support this activity. Now for this session I'm going to be using my laptop as my client's device, and I'm going to be using my phone as my therapist device. So first up I'm going to create a card game. And I'm going to start that on my phone because that's where I want to control the game from. So that's where you set up your game. Whichever device you want to run and control the game from is where you set it up. So I'm going to go into games and cards. Now I've got a list which I use for news activities. It's just got a few words in it like first, next, then, yesterday, last week, things like that. To be honest though, for this type of activity where the vocabulary is coming from your client, it doesn't really matter which list you use because you're not going to start with any cards on the screen. You're going to wait until your client tells you the words and the language they want to use, and you will then just use the symbol search bar to find the symbols you need. So really you can start with any of your lists, but I'm going to use my news session list. If you wanted to, you could add some boxes on here, so you might want boxes for things like who, where and when, if you wanted to introduce a few different narrative concepts, or for sorting out your ideas in some other way. But I'm going to do it without boxes today, just to show you how you can do it in a really simple way. And let's go for a nice grass green for Snowy Dog. So I'm going to say I want to control the session from this device. And off I go. So it's now waiting for my second device to connect. So I'm going to go back onto my laptop, put my Symplify account into 2-device mode. So I'm already logged in to my Symplify account here. So I'm just going to go 2-device mode. And then you can see that my phone is ready to go. So I'm going to press start session. Now I want to go back to Zoom and I want to share my Chrome window with Snowy Dog. So what I'll do is make Snowy Dog nice and big over here so that we can see what he's up to, because it may surprise you to hear that Snowy Dog can't speak. He's a dog, obviously. So he has prepared some little signs to help us understand his news. So I'm going to ask Snowy. Snowy, what have you been up to this week? What did you do yesterday? So let's see what Snowy's got up first. Oh, Snowy, you've been watching cartoons. Okay, so I'm then going to go onto my phone and into the symbol search box and search for cartoons. And there you go, there's a symbol for cartoons. I'm going to send that over. And that's going to appear on the screen that I'm sharing with Snowy. So that's his first idea. So then we can say, okay, you've watched some cartoons. And then what else did you do? And here's Snowy's next bit of news. Biscuits. I could say, oh, I wonder if you if you made biscuits or you ate biscuits, what did you do? And then Snowy might tell us, made biscuits. So we could send over biscuits. And he said he made them. Okay, so then I might pop those over here. So, okay, Snowy, you made biscuits. Great, so you watched cartoons, you made some biscuits. What else did you do yesterday? What have you got, Snowy? Ooh, oh, you made a rainbow for your window. Nice. Okay, so then I'm going to send over rainbow. And window. Okay, did you do anything else yesterday, Snowy? Joe Wicks! Ah, I wonder what you did with Joe Wicks. Okay, let's have a look. So obviously there isn't the symbol for Joe Wicks. So what we can do is send a symbol, a generic symbol. We could just do man, but I quite like the. Let's see. There we go, the weightlifter symbol. So I'm just going to send the image on its own. Okay, so there's our little Joe Wicks. And then I'm going to use the send words tool to type in Joe Wicks. And because I've separated that with a space, that will send that as two separate cards. Here they come. So I'm just going to pop Snowy out the way for a minute. There we go. Joe Wicks. Okay. Oh, Snowy, you had a very exciting day, didn't you? Let's see what else you did. Oh, you had your dinner and you went to bed. Okay. So. Whoops, now I've sent those over without the text on because I've still got image selected here on my phone. So all I'm going to do to get rid of those is scroll up to the top where I can see all the symbols that I've currently got active on the client's device and get rid of those two. And then select them again. So because I've just sent them over, it's automatically added all of those words to our list here at the bottom. So I can just quickly reselect them and change that back to both and send them over. So it's really quick to make any changes if you do something like that where it's not quite what you wanted it to be. Okay, so we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different things that Snowy did yesterday. So we might want to look at sorting those out into the right order, so a bit of sequencing. So to do that, we could again use our send words tool to just send numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, I've got those spaces in there, so they'll go over as separate cards. So then if we wanted to, at this point, we could give Snowy remote control so that he could sort them out himself. So we could put our numbers, maybe we could lay them out like this. Let's move our biscuits out the way. There, so then we can talk to Snowy, and maybe with a bit of help from Snowy's daddy, we could maybe ask, what did you do in the morning when you woke up? What was the first thing you did? The first thing, number 1. So then we might have established that, that was cartoons. And then next was the rainbow to go in the window. And so on. So we could say then they did the biscuits. And then they burnt off all those calories from eating the biscuits with good old Joe Wicks. And dinner, then bed. So then if you wanted to, you could expand this further. You could start to add in a few more verbs. So we've put made with our biscuits over here. But we could say, oh, how about dinner? We could say, oh, Snowy, did you drink your dinner or eat your dinner? And then hopefully Snowy's going to tell us he ate his dinner. So we could say ate. Send that over. We can add that in there. Ate dinner. And so on. You could also use the colour coding with this. So if you wanted to, if you were using, say, colourful semantics, you could add a yellow border to each of your verb cards. So we just select those and then select yellow and then send them over. So what we could then do is just scroll back up to our little control at the top and just get rid of the ones where we didn't put the border on. And then we can just swap these ones in. Got made biscuits, ate dinner, and obviously you could do the same for the nouns, and you can expand it as much as you like. You could also use the send words card for some little sentence starters if you wanted to. So you could have something like yesterday I you could pop that over here. Oh look, so I've kept my yellow border on there again. So again, if I want to, I can just ditch those two and put it back to a white border and send them again. There we go. So then we could use that to build up. Yesterday I ate dinner. And so on. So you can see how you can use particularly this symbol search bar to really be dynamic and responsive to your client and let them really take the lead with the vocabulary, but you can then provide those visuals to help them organise that vocabulary and add to it and expand on it. So hopefully that gives you a quick overview of how you can use Symplify to deliver a really dynamic and spontaneous session with your clients. Thanks very much for watching, and do get in touch if you've got any questions. Thanks.